Hey there UKDCers, today I have the full review of this, the Heine Haynes edition Boker Plus rocket. This is with a red G10 as the Heine Haynes edition. This is sadly no longer available, they've sold out, but you can still get the black G10 one, or you can get titanium on this side as well. But please note, neither of those two are UK legal carry, only the Heine Haynes edition was. The G10 and titanium one on screen just before me were liner locks, so yeah, I guess you can't really get it anymore, I'm afraid. So let's have a look and see how this has held up. This has been on my keys the entire time. You can also wear this as a neck knife, just like that, which I think I sort of prefer the neck knife idea. A lot of people don't, which is fair enough, I guess. But we'll see how the blade has held up with my keys and like being banged around in my pocket. I can already see, because of this exposed side, it's quite dinged up on this side actually. But we'll see if that doesn't wash off. So if we just get this up close to the camera, you can see all that stuff, crap from my pocket, like banging on there from other stuff, marks like scratches on the blade. That is just gonna happen if you use this as a keychain knife. This of course booted my other keychain knife off of my set of key rings, which was this one, the Spyderco Grasshopper. Okay, so let's have a look. That looks alright, that side there. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Up top, there's a couple of marks at the back here. Oh, I haven't done the end. A little bit of marking on there, and just a tiny little thing there and there. So it's actually fared fairly well in my pocket, to be honest. I have used this a couple of times, not a lot. You know, I don't tend to use my keychain knife a lot. It's like my backup of a backup of a backup. I'll only ever really use it if I've forgotten another knife, or I'm out in public and this is a much smaller knife than my main knife, so I'll much rather get this out, you know, where I can just sort of very discreetly use it. Let's have a look at it. Action on this. Yeah, it is very, very pleasant. One hand openable, one hand close. Very, very nice. It's just a detent knife, so there's no real spring strength like on this. It's just close, open. This is phosphor bronze washers, I know that for a fact. They're mostly on this side. I think this is just a spinning, this cuff spins with it, so I don't think it really needs much of a washer on this side. Hardware type, you've got sort of a flathead there, TA and two T6s there, and then some Phillips, which is weird. I don't know why you need so many different, so that's 4 different tools you need to take this apart. Bit odd, but there you go. You have one G10 scale and then just an open other side. You know, it's just access to the blade when it's closed, which is very different. There's nothing even covering this edge, so bit of an odd one, but I don't know. We'll see if that works. It's certainly a different design. You do get lanyard hole here, which is more of a keyring hole, I guess, because of the size of it. Grip on this is fairly awful. You know, it's not a lot to grip on it. This is really something to just cut a bit of string with, you know, just open a box. You don't want to be doing anything anywhere near hard use with this, because that's all the material you've got. In fact, the bottom of this is where I'm putting most of my pressure, and there is sort of, do you know, it actually does sort of stop itself from closing on you, but if it were to jerk hard, look, you can already see the edge is going into my finger there, so you know, it's not a hard use knife at all. I mean, obviously, but if you were thinking you might be able to get away with hard use, think again. I really wouldn't trust this for, you know, doing a lot of work. Just, this is a I need a knife quick kind of type knife. This is not left-handed at all because it's an open side design. So if you're left-handed, this is just an awful knife because it's all on that side open and you've just got a scale on this side. You can still do that with it, but I mean, it's even less comfortable in your left hand because this is now digging into your palm, this bit here. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend getting this if you're left-handed. No jimping whatsoever anywhere on this, and the fit and finish on this, I mean, it's hard to be critical because there's not much to this knife, so it's, again, nothing blows me away, but nothing shouts out at me as being horrendous. It seems fine. Blade material on this is 440C. Let's have a look. Let's see if this is still sharp. I'll be honest, I have not used this anywhere near enough to dull the edge. If the edge is dull, it will 100% be because coins, keys, other bits of gubbins have got in this gap here and dulled the blade that way. So long as that hasn't happened, this should still be pretty damn sharp. And you know what? It's definitely still doing the job. So yeah, you do get yourself a sharpening choil, although you don't get a finger choil. You know, this is very compact. There's nowhere to put one of those. So there's that. There is a little bit of blade wiggle. I'll say now, it might just come loose on my keys. Seems fine now. You get a little picture of the rocket there, 440C just below it there, and Boker Plus there. Length comparison, this is very, very similar to a Victorinox SD, a very small knife, this one. So just pales in comparison to a UK PK, much smaller than Pioneer, and you know, that one 940 in a mini grip. Yeah, I won't do the Buck 110 and the Para 2 for this, it'd just be tiny. That should have been on screen there if I remembered. So the only problem I've had with this knife is that it is a bit uncomfortable to use. It doesn't look too much like a knife on your keychain. You know, it just looks like a tag or a USB drive or something. That side, unless you really get a long look at it, you know, you just be like, what is that? But it does have the benefit of looking a lot more like a pen drive than it does a knife, which is nice, especially for public carry. It's, you know, it's a bit odd. Oh, I forgot to mention, you also get the Heine logo if you've got the Heine one, and your individual serial number at the top there. You know, this is just this is absolutely a backup knife. I could never imagine carrying this as a main. Can we focus? There we go. Yeah, I could never imagine carrying this as a main knife. It's just, there's too many jobs it's not really up to the task of. But as a backup, you know, keychain knife or a neck knife, this is great. You know, this really does, and this has absolutely helped me in a pinch a couple of times. You know, if I've not had my knife on floor with me, or I've just, like I said, been in public and, you know, you don't really want to get out a slippy slicer in public if you can help it, or a slippy spanner on this one, I guess. You know, maybe we'll just get out the little one. Here it is. You know, it's perfect for that role. So, you know, and to that note, the price. This Heine Haynes one was £25, which is incredible. Now you can get the black G10 one for £29.95, or you can get the titanium one for £38. I think that's fine. They're both still, of course, $440, I think, or 9CR13 anyway. But you know, it's fine steel. It'll do the job. It'll hold the edge for, you know, enough time for you to get something done. But yeah, it's an impressive little knife for the price. Like I said, it's definitely got a lane. Oh, I've just seen a shiny spot on it actually, right near the end. It's definitely got a lane, and it definitely does. You do want to keep it in that lane. Where is it? See, right near the end here. You can see the end's gone blunt, just where it must have had keys and stuff going into it. And there's an actual full-on shiny spot near the edge as well. So if you were going to do, yes, it's definitely more tearing more towards the edge. It's about there, the shiny spot. Anyway, yeah, so this has got a little bit blunt from keys and stuff, so I actually will need to resharpen this now. But yeah, either way, it's a good little backup knife. I don't think too much about it. It's not expensive. It's, you know, about £30. If you want something that doesn't look like a knife, that looks like a pen drive, again, this is great. It'd almost be better if it did have like a thin cover on this side, you know, just over here, just to really make it look like a pen drive, like not like a knife. But it's a shame it's got the edge exposed, and that would also cover the edge. But you know, I appreciate that this is very different. There's nothing else quite like it on the market. I'd say this is closest to like a Serge Panchenko Bean or something like that. But yeah, just a nice little, you know, 1.5-inch knife. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.